Strobe Studios presents The Watson Files, starring Michael Helgens and Greg Kilberger. A century after Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson's adventures in London, their grandchildren Spencer Holmes and Jack Watson experience their own adventures. As his grandfather did, Jack Watson often kept notes about these adventures and has decided to share them with the world. Now let's join the doctor and see what story he has for us today.
Come in.
Good evening, Doctor.
Oh, hello, Mr. Dolan. I was just enjoying a little music.
Yes, I hear that. Moonlight Sonata, I believe.
Ah, you know your Beethoven. I was just getting into the mood for our story tonight. This song was the one Holmes used as a signal for... Listen to me, I'm getting ahead of myself again, telling you the end before the beginning.
Well, Doctor, how does it begin then?
I was just finishing up my last appointment for the day. A woman had been in with a nasty cough. She had that flu that had been going around. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do for it other than rest. But anyway, I remember I was just about to head home when my nurse took a call from Holmes. He had told her that he was deathly ill and needed my attention immediately.
Well, that doesn't sound very good.
No, certainly not. I rushed right over, of course. When I arrived, Mrs. Jansen met me in the hallway. She seemed quite concerned about Holmes's health.
Oh, Dr. Watson, thank heavens you're here.
Mrs. Jansen, I just got the call. I came right over. How is he?
Not too good, I'm afraid. He hasn't been out of the apartment for days, and I fear he's not eating. But he won't let me come in to help him.
Well, I'll do what I can.
Yes, please do.
Holmes, I came as soon as I could.
No, Watson, don't come near.
Why?
It's highly contagious.
What is?
I've got Deputrian Hamelica.
Deputrian Hamelica? I've never heard of that before.
It's a rare Asian disease.
Well, I've been exposed to plenty of nasty things in my day. One more won't hurt.
No, Watson, I'm serious. Stay on the other side of the room.
But, Holmes, I'm a doctor. I need to examine you.
No, you can examine me from over there just fine.
All right, fine. I can see from here that you're quite pale. Have you been eating?
Not much.
Well, you need to keep up your energy. Mrs. Jansen says you haven't eaten for days.
Mrs. Jansen, talk to you?
Yes, I saw her in the hall on my way in.
She worries too much.
Yes, well, she's not the only one. How on earth did this happen?
I must have caught it on vacation.
In Florida?
I spent a lot of time in the Keys. There are all kinds of strange creatures and disease-carrying bugs down there.
Let me make some calls and see what I can find out about this disease.
No, don't do that. There's only one man that can help me.
Okay, well, what's his name? I'll summon him immediately.
6 o'clock.
What?
I'll tell you at 6 o'clock.
Holmes, don't be ridiculous. We should call for help at once. You're obviously delirious from a fever or something.
Watson, if you want to help me, you will do as I ask.
I refuse to stand by and watch you die. I'm going for help.
I can't let you do that.
Holmes, unlock the door.
No, not until 6 o'clock.
All right, fine. 6 o'clock. And not a minute later. How did you lock the door from your bed anyway?
It's a new remote control lock I designed.
I see. So at least you've been busy.
I like to stay occupied.
Yes, I know. I see several new objects in the room here.
Watson, leave my things alone. You know I don't like people touching my stuff.
Come now, Holmes. If you're going to keep me trapped here, at least let me...
Watson, don't touch that.
Don't worry, I'll be careful.
No, I mean it. Leave that box alone.
Holmes, what's gotten into you? It's just a simple wooden music box. What could I possibly...
Watson, consider it a dying wish from an old friend.
All right. If it means that much to you.
Thank you.
I'll just sit over here in the corner and watch you die. But for the record, I think you're a fool.
Boy, Doctor, this sure is an unusual story. You and Holmes are not normally the ones who are dying. That must have been quite a traumatic experience for you, sitting there helpless while your friend is near death.
Yes, Holmes did give us quite a fright that day.
Well, I think it's safe to assume that Holmes does not perish.
No, of course not. There are many more stories still to come.
Well, to continue these stories, we'll need a sponsor.
And how exactly does one become our sponsor?
Well, all you do is you go to thewatsonfiles.com and you click on the sponsor link.
Well, that seems simple enough.
So at 6 o'clock, you found the mystery man, and he cured Holmes?
Well, not exactly. I waited anxiously for over an hour until finally... All right, Holmes, it's 6 o'clock. Now, tell me who this mystery man is.
Okay, his name is Culverton Smith, and he lives at 13 Lower Beaver Drive.
All right, I'll get him immediately. But who is he, a doctor of some sort?
No, not a doctor. He's... well, let's just say he's an expert on this particular illness.
Okay, I'll be back with him shortly. Would you kindly open the door now?
Oh, yes, of course. My apologies.
Thank you.
Watson, wait. You should know that Mr. Smith doesn't particularly like me.
Why not?
Well, because I accused him of murder.
Murder?
Yes. When his nephew died last month, I mentioned to the police that he was a likely suspect, and he didn't really appreciate that.
Well, I should think not. I don't remember this case.
Yes, well, you were out of town at the time, and I was really only involved very briefly.
Okay, I'll be right back then.
Oh, Watson, one other thing. When you get Smith, return back here immediately. Do not wait for him to accompany you.
But why?
Just do as I ask, please.
All right. I'll be right back. Hang in there, old friend.